Hey, welcome back to How to Barbecue Right. I'm Malcolm Reed. Y'all, today I'm playing with some live fire. I've got a beautiful tri-tip here that I'm gonna get seasoned up real simple. We're gonna get it on those hot coals. I'm talking salt, pepper, and fire. Let's get to cooking. So I've got this beautiful tri-tip roast here. Now this one came from my buddy Kevin down at the butcher shop, and I'm not doing anything to it. I'm taking some notes from my friend Frugoni. When he says you're live fire cooking meat, you don't have to worry about trimming it all up. We want that fat on there. We want that juice dripping down on those fires. That's what's giving us that taste that we want from open fire cooking. And you want to keep the seasoning simple. Today I'm using salt and pepper, and that's it. My TX season, it's those coarse grains that really bring out the flavor in the meat. So we're just gonna put a good dose, a nice crust of the salt and pepper right on top. You could just use a coarse ground salt and a coarse ground pepper if you don't have the TX. Anything you like will work. And we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna do the same thing to this backside. I want it to sit there and sweat. I want these seasonings to kind of work on the meat a little bit. Perfect time to go get that grill fired up. Now we get to play with fire. So this is how I start that fire. First, I've got like these 1 inch by, I don't know, about 11-inch sticks. I like to start with the base of these. And with this grill, we're gonna burn a fire on the side, get some hot coals and drag them over. So we need a little bit of a foundation. So I'm gonna start out with about 3 sticks. Then I also have some of these smaller, 1 by about 4 pieces. I like to put them in there too. They're gonna cook down. Now we do need a little bit of coal on it. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of lump. You don't need a lot, but I just like the hotness that that lump gives it. It helps that fire get going good. So we'll just spread a little bit of lump on top. Some of it falls down, that's okay. That's gonna give us a good little base. Now what I'll do is I'll take a couple of these tumbleweeds, stick them right up under, middle part. Now that's gonna be our heat source. Get you a lighter, fire them dudes up. Now we just need to give it a few minutes, start making some hot coals, and we'll be ready to do some cooking. These coals are starting to get hot. We got a good coal bed going. Before I rake them down, I wanna add a little bit more wood to keep them going over here. And what we do is we take these hot coals, and we're just gonna drag them out. And this is what we're gonna cook over. I'm just gonna bring our cooking grate down. Got it sprayed with a little bit of cooking spray just to grease it up. I'm gonna park it at the bottom, let that grate start really heating up. So the grate's got good and hot. We've got some extra coals going if we need them, but that is about a 3-second right there, and that's what I want. Great thing about this Santa Maria style is we can start out low, get us a sear going, and as we go throughout the cook, we'll raise it up. We'll move it away from those coals so it finishes out the exact temperature we want. So I'm just gonna take this tri-tip that we let hang out there on the cutting board. We're gonna lay it right over, press it down, get some good contact going. And I'm gonna start searing this thing. I just wanna get some good sear action on the outside of it. Then I'll start raising it up, kind of slowing the cook down a little bit. It needs about 3 to 4 minutes. We'll flip it over, do the same thing, see what it's doing. All right, after about 3 to 4 minutes, we're gonna flip this dude over. Oh yeah, we're starting to get some cook action. Let's get it right back over that hot spot. I mean, look, we're getting some sear, some char. That's what I wanna see, getting that color going. Let's do one more flip here. Oh yeah, been another 3 minutes. Let's flip this dude over, but we got some sear action going. At this point, I wanna start raising it up. We're gonna slow it down. I've got that outside sear starting to look good. We're just gonna take our cranker. Let's get it off the flame a little bit. About right there, that looks good. Now we're just gonna let her sit and watch our internal temperatures. If it starts getting away from us, we'll raise it up a little more. Got plenty of coals. I got some fresh on the side. So I'm gonna add a probe to this tri-tip so I can watch the internal temperature. We've got it raised up. Just gonna come in the side with one of my RFXs. We're sitting on about 65 degrees. We got a little ways to go. Y'all know I'm going medium rare, so we're looking at 125 to 130 range. It's gonna be perfect. We're just gonna let this tri-tip hang out over that hot fire. If I need some more coals, hey, we'll rake some more underneath it. So we've been rocking and rolling it, raised up a little bit. We're sitting at about 78 degrees internal. We still got a good ways to go, but we've slowed the cook down by raising it up. It's not cooking it fast. It's gonna be real even on those slices. I'm gonna give you some more coals raked out just to keep it fresh. And we're looking good, y'all. Come up to about 95 degrees. We got a little bit more. But as long as you keep it moving, see, we're still getting color on the outside. It's cooking nice and slow now. And that's what I want. If I need to raise it up more, we can always do it, but I think we're really at a good height. It's not too much heat. We still got a good bed of coals. I'm still keeping my fire going on the side just so I have some hot coals, and I'm burning a good little bit of wood here, y'all, for this, but You know, that's what makes live fire cooking fun. You get to play with fire the whole time. More of the same, y'all. We're just burning and turning here. About 110 internal, so we've got about another 15 degrees to go. I'm gonna let it rock this way for a little bit, flip it back over. We've hit 120. I'm gonna give it one last turn, y'all. And man, this thing's come together. Now, we got a nice sear on it. It still needs about 5 to 7 more degrees. I'm gonna give it just a little bit more height to let it really come in slow here for these last 7 degrees. We're not gonna turn it again. We're gonna let it sit there on the grate like that. Still got plenty of heat underneath it to cruise it on in. I'm gonna rake a few more of my coals over here just to keep it hot. It's probably been about an hour total cook time. We finally hit about 128. That's as far as I want this tri-tip to go. But man, it looks fantastic for open fire cooking. We got a nice sear. That color's beautiful on the outside. I'm gonna take it off. We're gonna rest it a little bit before I try it. So y'all, the hardest part was letting this tri-tip sit here on this cutting board. But I let it set for 20 minutes just so it would slow down, so those juices would kind of go back into the meat a little. Now, this is the most important part of a tri-tip, cutting it across the grain. If you look at this piece of meat, you can see on this backside, the grain's running right down this way, this direction here. But as we get out to the more thin or the pointer end, it wants to go this way. So you can't just start slicing it one way. You've got to kind of know how to cut it. And just watching the grain's the main thing. Easiest way for me to tell you how to cut up a tri-tip is take it right here and split it right in half. Look at that. And since this piece is back here by me, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it first. I can easily see which way the grain's running, and I can take my knife and I can just start making as thin or as thick cuts as I want. Now let's see how we did. No sauce, salt, pepper, fire, all we did. Tri-tip's so good. That flavor, just cooking it over hot coals, you just can't do that on a smoker. Let's cut up this end. Like butter. I mean, like butter. Look at this. And this is what we made the easy chimichurri for, y'all. You get that acid in that vinegar to help cut the fatness of the meat, and it just goes with it, y'all. That's so good. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us today here at HowToBBQRight. If y'all like what we're doing, subscribe to that channel. You can find us on all the social platforms at HowToBBQRight. And you know, Shell and I are gonna be talking about this open fire tri-tip on our weekly podcast. So y'all tune into the podcast, give it a listen, see what my take is on it. We'll see you next time. I'm gonna cut up some more. I could probably eat this whole thing. I'm gonna be paying for it, but it is so good.